Voyager's been trying to save you all this, so what? Are you saying I owe you? After you went and stole him from me? You're wrong, Eris. This isn't over, not by a long shot. I don't know what the deal is with you guys or what's going on in this world. But I'm going to put an end to all of it. Eris! Or Erisi, or Eriki, I don't know. I take it you're all okay. Edison, Nursery, and Walter, you're all here. We saw you fighting that girl. Who was she? Is she a servant? That was Eris. She's lost. So that's the friend you've been telling us about, Voyager? Yes. I'm not really sure. But I do know one thing. She wasn't always like that. And something must have happened to her. Something that happens so often, people hardly notice. People decline, they make mistakes, they rot from the inside out. It's common for someone to grow entirely unrecognizable over time. But you still want to save Eris, don't you, Voyager? Yes, that's why I came here, and why I wanted you to come. Will you save her? You bet, I can't sit back and do nothing after seeing like that anyway. Of course, besides, I think helping her could give us a lead on how to bring all the servants home. Why are they so long these days? Thank you, Theravada. I'm happy. It was good that it was you. Congratulations! Eek, you startled me. By the way, I know this is short notice, but I have some good news. Theravada, you now have enough tokens to try your hand at the next stage. Doesn't mean you beat this game. You can always play again if you like, especially if you ever need more tokens. In the meantime, the train to the next stage will be leaving soon. Good luck. Thanks for everything, Miss Helena. You're really enjoying yourself, aren't you? That's obvious, huh? But hey, sometimes you just gotta relax your mind if you want to win the game, right? Where's the tram she mentioned? I don't see one anywhere. Over here, follow me. You're going to lead us? Are you sure you know the way? Somehow I can just tell that Eris is up ahead. I, for one, have no doubts that Voyager can lead the way. I've never been on a tram before. A tram that crosses the sea of stars, huh? How very poetic. No doubt it's using dark current for its power supply. I suppose it could be. Hey guys, miss me? Da Vinci. Phew, I finally got our comms link established. Glad to see you're all still in good shape. So, how are things on your end? We found the girl Voyager's been looking for, but she's a Grim Reaper and her name's Eris and she wants to kill everyone in the game. Gotcha, that does sound pretty weird. I take it this Eris is almost certainly a servant then? Based on the extraordinary combat prowess she demonstrated, I do think that's a likely possibility, but... something's still nagging at you? Yes, the fact that Eris was all alone. Back in Akihabara, everyone had their own personal holy grail and lived alongside their servant. But as I said, Eris was acting all on her own, which must mean she might just be here as a player. Gotcha, in that case, we can't discount the possibility that Eris, like you, is actually a human mage. Interesting, that would definitely explain why she doesn't seem to be like the other servants. So Voyager, based on everything we know so far, it seems like a safe bet that you are Eris' contracted servant. What do you know about her? Anything you can tell us? The Eris I know is human, the last one in that city. That's why I... Looks like he's confused too. Let's say Voyager here is a rogue servant. If that's true, then what does that make her? If she's a heroic spirit, then what great feat did she accomplish? What's the legend giving her life? Unlike with Voyager, I couldn't even begin to guess what her story might be. Personally, she seemed like something straight out of Japanese mythology to me. All I know for sure is her outfit and spear both seem like they came from ancient Japan. I don't know. Agreed, she looked like she had some divine elements about her. Unfortunately, her magical energy flow is so complex she was hard to get a good read on. It seemed like a sea god, water god, or god of the underworld. Making her a high servant, an amalgamation of multiple gods in a single human vessel. Or she could be a pseudo-servant being possessed by gods so minor I can't imagine who they could be. A pseudo-servant. I'm impressed with your knowledge and how you've applied it, but how can you be so sure of the details? I come across a lot of these things in my line of work. Once you know they're synth, they're easy to spot. Besides, isn't it obvious from the way she fought? She was clearly combining elements from multiple myths and legends. It goes to show that even in a modern materialistic place like Akihabara, there's still land that with ties to mythology. Now that you mention it, there is a shrine smack dab in the middle of Akihabara, isn't there? If I'm not mistaken, it's dedicated to Onamuchi. Whoa! Sukanabikona and Taira no Masakato. Yeah, I recognize his name. Maybe that has something to do with Eris. I'll be honest, I'm going purely from the gut here. I don't have a single shred of evidence to back it up. I'm a big believer in flashes of insight, though. For example, Onamuchi is said to have brought many gods into a single amalgamation, eventually changing his name to Okuninushi. If that's true, then he's basically the god equivalent of a high servant. Legends also say that Onamuchi worked with Sukanabikona to build Japan, only this version of Sukanabikona was actually a Lilliputian who came on a ship from far beyond the waves. Apparently in his final moments, he's meant to cross over to paradise for the dead far across the sea called Tokoyo no Kuni. However, that's not the only land of dead in this legend. There's also one called Ni no Kuni, which is said to exist underground. It's pretty much a literal hellscape. In fact, now that I think of it, Onamuchi got his start at building Japan by enduring hardships in Ni no Kuni until he became a full-fledged god. So thinking about it like that, while Eris almost certainly has some aspects associated with the underworld to her personality, her actual role might be much closer to the god of creation. And if that's true, it would mean her spear is probably... what, the Amenobuko? Or Amenobuko? Good one. No way in hell it could be that. Why not? That spear's a fake. It's basically a Magecraft photocopy and just as empty on the inside. Well, if anyone knows, it's definitely you. So you think she uses projection Magecraft? That I can't say. If any servant were to possess something like the original Amenobuku, it would have to be a high-ranking divine spirit. But this Eris girl's spirit origin isn't anywhere near strong enough. I see, you do make a good point. Strong case or not, this is all just speculation since we have yet to find anything in the way of hard evidence, so I say our next order of business is to do some serious investigation. Alright then, I'll leave you guys to it. Let me know as soon as you find something. Ciao for now. Come on, Voyager, say something. You must know Eris better than anyone. No, I don't know much about her at all. That wasn't the Eris I know. The Eris I know would never want to put an end to everything. I don't think Eris is the only thing off here. There's something off about Akihabara too, about this whole Monde de Joux really. Yeah, everything's off here. So I have to stop her. Well, she obviously isn't on this tram, so she must have gotten on this one, on the one before us. Then we'll have to catch up to her. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm quite sure we'll run into her again in the next city. I hope you're right. Oh look, we're coming up on the tram's destination. So that's the second game world of Monde de Joux, then. This next one seems to be considerably smaller. It looks more like a western farming village than a city. I like the tense, exciting games too, but... oh yes, heart-thudding, pulse-pounding, breath-stealing. I just love those sorts of things. But I do have to wonder, well, who's this game going to be for? Will we be pieces wandering around town or pawns on a battlefield? I do hope it's the former. I don't want to spill anyone's guts or have my own spilled. Either way, at this point, all we know for sure is that we know nothing about this world. There's no telling what could be lying in wait once we arrive, so we better be prepared for anything. That sounds scary. Your journey must have been hard. But it can't be too bad. There must be some really good things, too. And she's got invincibility. She'll be fine. Werewolves in the haunted house. So we're playing like Mafia? One night werewolf, some shit? Ooh. I like board games. Just I need people to play them with. I now ask those of you invited to the second game. Are you werewolves? It's a lot of people.